Babaji, is meditation our only antidote to our ego?
Beta, the idea is to come to terms with yourself. If you don't understand yourself, that's why we say self-realization before God-realization. Sojan nirmal jin aap pachata. So how do we understand ourselves? Today we don't. And therefore, until you don't sort of control your mind and take your attention within, and you come to terms with yourself, everything is going to be very complicated.
Okay. And the second one is, I feel like parenting in this age is very difficult. And I feel like it's important to have one parent at home. But I also feel like I should earn an honest living. So where does that put me?
No. I mean, if you are looking after the house, I think the ladies probably work 24 hours while the man only works 8 hours. So it's a joint thing, beta. It's not that it's his income and not yours. So we all have our responsibilities, and each one of us is fulfilling his or her responsibilities. So till the children are young, yes, it's important that the parents are there to look after them, because that's the framework on which their foundation is going to be built.
Radha Soami Babaji, nowadays I feel that many young generations, they have so much depression and stress, and they want to get rid of that, but they choose the wrong way. And when we take them to the psychiatrist, the doctor gives medicines and it makes them more उनको तबीयत ज़्यादा खराब हो. Yes. Now, if we want to encourage them to come to Satsang, and when they come to Satsang, like in overseas center, they said they don't understand what Satsang says. Like it's all about more meditation and Namdan. So can we have, what can we do to encourage them to come to Satsang? And in overseas, are they allowed to give question answer session?
The idea is for the parents to be good examples.
Yes.
You see, for the child, consciously or subconsciously, he sees everything that the parents do. And it registers within him. Depression is just an overworked mind. You take a book and you sort of go page by page, you'll be able to read and understand. But if you just take the book and flip it, of course you're not going to understand anything. So we've just sort of empowered the mind so much and burdened it with so much knowledge and everything. That's why all this confusion. So as parents, our duty is basically to create the right atmosphere in the house.
And
if the atmosphere is right, automatically things will take their normal consequence.
they like to live alone. They don't feel like living with talking to parents.
That's again a contradiction, beta. On one side, they are getting totally dependent. On the other side, they want to be alone. And when they are alone, they go into depression.
Yes.
So the younger generation, they need to sort of think these things out. To get something, you have to give something. You can't have everything on your terms and conditions.
Thank you, Babaji.
Babaji, my life is running in a loop, as in there are same situations but different people, and I just don't know how to get out of it. I'm exhausted to my bone. I really don't know what is the lesson that I am not learning for them to keep happening again and again.
Beta, we complicate our own lives. Life is very simple. We create the complications. Do the right thing.
And what's your take on past life regression?
But a past life is your karma, na? I mean, we want to get into the past life. It's the consequences of the past life that we have to face.
So, can we get a past life regression done, or probably just...
How is that going to help?
through hypnosis?
No, we are going on the presumption that if I know what I did wrong, I'd be able to make amends. The question is what you know now. Does it help you to stop making mistakes? We all know that, whatever actions we take, we have to account for them. Have we stopped doing the wrong things? So taking that presumption that if I go back and I know why I made this mistake and I'll be able to remedy that, well, remedy your present situation first.
They say there are some kind of phobias we have now, which have a root in our past, probably in our past life, and that can be rectified.
You think?
You tell me, I don't know.
Beta, as long as we are following the dictates of our mind, today whatever we do is through the mind. We are functioning through the mind. So as long as we are following the dictates of the mind, we are answerable for everything. Our purpose is to try and go beyond that and try and live in His will. Thy will be done. If we live in His will and we do the right things, there's nothing to fear, because then He's responsible. But if I'm taking the action and I'm making my choices, well, then I have to face the consequences. As human beings, we don't have the strength to be able to face up to all this, beta. And that's why we say meditation, another word for that is surrender. And if you surrender to Him, then it's His responsibility. But as long as you are, making your own effort and doing your own things and all that, well, every action, reaction, karma, consequences.
Right. I get it. Thank you.
My daughter is going through a difficult situation, and because of that, I'm also suffering. In these cases, when you are having hard experiences, you are supposed to hold the hand of the master stronger. And intellectually, I feel you are my master, and I would like to feel close to you, but in reality, I feel weaker and weaker every day. And I find difficult to keep my love for you and my time, find the time to commit with meditation. That worries me a lot. So I'm here just to listen.
Well, sister, I agree with you. As human beings, we are very weak. And any adversity, any pressure, and we tend to lose sight of right and wrong because our relationships are so strong. Now, the main thing is that what are the choices in front of us? Am I going to make the situation worse, or I'm going to do whatever I can to dilute whatever problem there is so that I can help my child to face the consequences? Now, everybody comes with his or her destiny, and we have to go through our destiny. Nobody's life is the ideal that we want it to be. As parents, we can't take their karmas, we can't change their destinies. Our role is to be supportive. Our role is to be there for the child, and in whichever way we can give them support and confidence. You see, we should be doing that. We can't change the action that she has taken for which she is facing the consequences. So, we can only be supportive to help her to go through that without losing her balance.
Okay, my thing is, I think I am losing the balance, and I am straying away, trying to solve that instead of focusing on my spiritual path, which is the priority,
You see,
and that will give me strength.
logically, sister, you can only give what you have. You have 100 pesetas, you can give a 99. What you don't have, you cannot give. So you owe it to her, you owe it to yourself first to be positive. Now, whatever you focus on, if you focus on the positive, you'll get a solution. But if I focus on the negative or I focus on the problem, that problem is going to become larger than life and I'm just going to get carried away. So, if I want to help my children, I must first be positive myself. Only then I will be able to help them.
Okay. Thank you, Babaji.
My question is about learning how to trust myself more when I'm making decisions. When it comes to helping friends and family, it's usually so easy to say, oh, do this, do that. But when it comes to myself and my decisions, I feel like I get super confused and I sometimes don't know how to like differentiate between what's the best decision to make. And like whoever's around me, I don't think they're that helpful either. So how do I trust myself more when I'm making these decisions?
But basically, the consequences of every move that we make, we have to bear. You know, you can take suggestions from others, but those are basic suggestions. You will have to face the consequences. So, what we need to do is we need to think before every move we make. We should think about what is the right thing to do, and that's what you should do.
Yeah, it's so much easier when someone else is asking. You know, someone says like your mom, your brother, someone's asking, "Hey, what should I do?"
That is because you are not going to bear the consequences, na? It's very easy to give advice. Advice is always free, so it's very easy to give. But here, because you know that you are going to face the consequences, so therefore a certain amount thought has to go into it.
Okay. Okay. Please bless me and my family. Thank you, Radha Swamiji.
Radha Swami Babaji. I seem to be wandering off and on. I feel like maybe like a child, though I'm not a child. And after I realize it, I come back. But I feel very lost. It's my prayer to you. I've heard the story where if the child holds their father's hand, they can let go. But if the father holds the child's hand, the father will never let go. So it's my prayer.
You see, sister, the problem with most of us is that we don't even understand that we are lost. So this understanding that I am lost is also progress. You know, when you go to the doctor, the most important thing is the diagnosis. Giving medicine is very easy. But arriving at the correct diagnosis is the important part. So this understanding that we are lost, because unless you are lost, how will you be found? If I think that I am not lost, nobody's going to try and find me. Because when I'm lost, only then will I cry for help. So we are at least moving forward. There's nothing to worry. You know, as you are taking the example of the child, father is big enough to keep an eye on the child. Child may think that in the crowd he's got lost. Father can see him. And whenever he wants, he will sort of come and pick him up. But he just wants the child to realize, to cry out. But if the child thinks, oh, I'm having fun and I've got everybody to support me, my family is there to look after me, this, that, and all, then the father lets him have that experience to get that basic realization that without the father, we are nothing.
It's not a nice feeling to be away. Just my prayer. Please hold on to my hand in case I wander off.
Beta, just understanding that every day can't be a sunny day. If the sun shines all the time, the world will burn down. If it rains all the time, it will drown. So everything in our life has a purpose. The sun has its own purpose, the rain has its own purpose, the clouds have their own purpose. Now, we get focused on just one thing. And that's why we are not able to understand. Everything in life has a purpose. That's how we learn to appreciate. That's how we learn to go forward. If somebody has got success all the time, the first failure he faces, he breaks. So these ups and downs of life are basically to teach us how to get that balance where we can face adversity, happiness, sorrow in the same manner.
Please help me, Babaji, to do that. Blessings for my family. Rest for me.
What is love, Master?
Well, love is not something you can explain. Love is something you have to experience. So since it can't be explained, if we look at it from another perspective, we definitely know what love is not, because love is a positive quality. Now, when we sort of talk about love, we become possessive. We don't want to share, and that is negative. So that is definitely not love. In love, the more you give, the more you will get. So love is something you have to experience from within. We don't say when the children are growing up, come sit down, I'll teach you how to love your parents. As the relationship is created, as they share ups and downs, they can say the sacrifices their parents are making, that quality comes from within them. They start experiencing that love from within.
And the second question, what is humility?
Getting rid of this I-ness, my mind. Today everything is my house, my car, my this, and what about what I want? You see, so we are living in duality. Now, if we get rid of the duality and go into that oneness, it's like a little drop of water merging into the ocean. So on one side it thinks that I'm losing my identity. But what is it losing? It is gaining everything by becoming the ocean. So the more humble we are, the better the understanding of ourselves. And the more arrogant we are, then we get into duality and limit ourselves.